Yo, what's up? This is HU the Curls. I made this obstacle a couple weeks ago, and it's out of cement. It's pretty smooth. Well, this is like at my grandma's house. Well, it was her house. We're just building a new one, and this is just the foundation. So yeah, it's got all this like dust everywhere. So this isn't really as smooth as it would be, but like yeah, it slides pretty good. Yeah, like look at my wheels. Like those are the flat face G7.1 O's, and they're usually like a green, but now they're like white. So yeah, this obstacle I made out of this Quickcrete, but it wasn't the cement mix because my grandma was patching stuff, and this is just the concrete patcher, which I was kind of bummed about, but I decided to just go for it, and I like it. I made a longer one. It was like that much longer, like here. It was like that much longer, but it cracked in half because I didn't let it sit long enough, and I like put it down, but I didn't like place it. I like dropped it kind of, and it cracked in half. But yeah, that kind of sucked. But yeah. So now, and actually one of the pieces that broke off was the exact same length as this, and the other piece was shorter. So I have two boxes, like ledges the same exact size, which I was kind of bummed about. But yeah, so what I did was I had sandpaper. Well, no, I put it in the mold. I did this, you know, what you're supposed to do when you make a concrete obstacle. And then when I took it out of the mold, I saw this like that big chip out of it. So I started using this side, which it's awesome. And I wish this side would work, because you know I'd like to be able to come up, do something on this side, and when I go back, be able to like get into a tail slide good. But sometimes I clip it because of that big chip. So yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a homemade obstacle. Shit happens. So yeah, and then just what I did was I threw some craft foam on the bottom of it to stop it from sliding around when I'm at home on my wood desk. And I don't really need it out here on the concrete, but you know, it helps it out a bit. It's pretty good. Yeah. You'll probably see this in a couple of my videos. I mean, I use it all the time. And this what I did was I had sandpaper, and I got the rough sandpaper and kind of folded it over the edge so it came up and around. Made the edges nice and rounded. They were already somewhat round, like that piece right there, but I made it like a nice, good rounded. And then I took Tech grip. Like I had old Tech that I wasn't using anymore, and the grip was kind of shitty, so I took the grip after I did the rough sandpaper and just went over it, and it kind of made it like wicked smooth. Like you can see that it's discolored right there, and some of that is just from the grip tape on the Tech. It's not all from the wax. And then is what I did was I just took my wax, went over it like once or twice, like made sure I got everything like that, and then took the old Tech and kind of like rubbed it and got it so it was nice and worn in, like melted into the concrete a bit. So now it slides amazing. Like, oh, it's a little close to the camera, but yeah. So now it slides like it's awesome. I love it. It's probably one of my best obstacles that I've ever made, and it was my first concrete obstacle, which I'm actually kind of surprised that it came out this well, except for that little chip. And yeah, the mold was like an old, like those bread like things, like you get banana bread in it and stuff, and they're glass. And my grandma had a couple of those laying around, so I found one that looked a little bit like she wasn't going to use it because it was a little dirty and it had a little chip out of it around the rim. Like it was in the mold like this, so you can kind of see what I mean. And it had a little chip, and like the cement was in it like that much lower than the top of the mold was, and it had a little chip at the top, so I was like, she's not going to use that. So then I just, you know, put all the concrete in there and let it sit. And is what I did was, when it was in the mold, I kind of did like, kind of shook it and got all the bubbles out of it. You see it's all rough at the bottom from the bubbles coming up. And yeah, it's like, for a homemade obstacle, I give it